Most welcome.
Yeah, thank you again. So today I will present one session about IoT solutions with Power Platform and Cosmos DB. Thanks again for approval of this session because it is one of my favorite sessions and it is very interesting because Power Platform can be used for different purposes and not many people consider also Power Platform like possible solution for Internet of Things. But I will demonstrate it is possible and for small and medium-sized solutions it is very effective. I will share details for the next around 40 minutes. Uh, I will share just a few things about me. I really like IoT, working more than 10 years on IoT solutions. Now I'm mostly focused on data analytics and AI on Azure. And nowadays, actually, this is something that is very tightly connected with Internet of Things and connected devices. So we will have some general introduction about IoT, and after that we'll share some things about how platform can be used. Most of specific things I will demonstrate with Power Automate, but we'll share also some other general patterns. And if we have time, I can show after that modern approach to have real-time streams with Microsoft Fabric and Power Automate like additional scenario. But let's see, hope I will be able to manage for the short time everything. So IoT is actually not new, but number of connected devices is growing continuously. Now we have 75 to 100 billion devices. Almost everything that we are using is connected. And this is just the small part of IoT solutions, I mean device side. Many other things that need to be analyzed require to have cloud solutions or at least powerful analytics services. In this case, we also need to connect these devices with analytics services and to have some transformations. And in all these steps, Power Platform is pretty useful. IoT is available like something already mandatory in almost all business domains. Even areas not considered in the past, like for example, insurance, banking, already also use IoT. I will not spend a lot of time. If you have additional questions regarding to things around the main topic, feel free to contact me after the session, and it could be LinkedIn, email, other social networks, everything. I will be happy to discuss it. But let's talk about IoT and Power Platform. So we have nowadays different types of IoT solutions in the context of Microsoft technology stack. Azure IoT, that is something for more than 10 years, and it is actually the most developed platform for IoT offered from Microsoft. I will demonstrate how Azure IoT can be integrated with Power Platform. IoT operations and Power Platform. 2-3 years ago, Microsoft announced IoT operations that is different approach to implement IoT on the edge with lightweight Kubernetes and services that provide IoT edge solutions that again need to be connected with backend services, but more functionalities are on the edge. In this case, also we have Microsoft Fabric, like modern analytics platform that also offers end-to-end real-time data streaming and analytics. That means you can have everything after information is collected in the cloud till the moment that we consume this, like reports and some other information. So Fabric also can be used in effective way with Power Platform. I will show you. And we can have some scenarios related to Power BI and visualizations that maybe we will have no time to go in details, but visualization is also one general part of IoT solutions. What is interesting to know when we're talking about integration of Power Platform? The backbone of Power Platform, like business logic, is the flow. We can have flows that are implemented with Power Automate, and they can be also called from other parts of Power Platform, like Power Apps, like Power Pages. But these flows are very important to provide business logic and data processing. So regarding to this, actually, you can prototype easy and fast solutions with Power Platform where prototyping is based on Power Automate. And you can connect Power Automate flows with different other services. In this presentation, I'm considering also Cosmos DB, like more important service from the context of data persisting, because Cosmos DB is multimodal, polyglot, NoSQL database, and scaling is very important when we have a huge amount of data. In this case, relational databases not always are the most adaptive solutions, and we need to have options for our raw data and also process data where we can actually grow it in scale. I will show some specific patterns because Cosmos DB usually has no direct connector with Power Automate, with other IoT services, but via Power Automate, we can do this pretty flexible. We can have different scenarios. For example, one interesting case is that Cosmos DB is not just NoSQL database, but it provides very convenient tooling for event-driven development, providing change feed. For many IoT solutions, event-driven design is important to have efficient in the considering of the cost and resources solution. So we often using Cosmos DB also because we can have eventing based on information that is collected, changed in Cosmos DB, and with the convenient API provided from Cosmos DB change feed, we can actually trigger some other logic. This is the main schema when we have traditional Azure IoT architecture. Again, it is just one of the frameworks, but considering such kind of architecture, we have from the backend side, that is usually in the cloud gateway, or place where we are actually collecting data from different services. IoT Hub is the service that usually for Azure IoT is considered. Not mandatory, we can have alternatives, but this is the most developed. After that, we have different areas where we can apply Power Platform pretty efficient. When we have stream processing, data transformations, and some business logic, we can prototype this, and even after that to deploy it in production, depend on the scale with Power Automate, because Power Automate has no need of special environment. You can prototype it fast and easy. Everyone can learn it. No need to be developer, even no need to be citizen developer. Business users also can learn how to use it. And something interesting, if we need to have prototype that need to be after that deployed in production and to have heavy workloads in scale, we can migrate these flows into logic apps. Logic apps has the same engine, and it is Azure service that can have really reliable behavior for very heavy workloads. Many cases that we have related to analyzing of live data, monitoring, reporting, embedded analysis can be done with IoT solutions using components like Power BI for analyzing and visualization, Power Automate for transformation, connection, live streaming, and we can have also AI Builder in case we need to have some AI functionalities, even from OpenAI, without to need to know anything about programming and API. About Power BI, I will just mention several things. Power BI for now can support different type of visualization for semantic data sets plus live data, but these live dashboards are going to be moved into Microsoft Fabric, and in Microsoft Fabric we will have options a little later to see one demo where visualization is provided, and you can have, of course, also option for analysis with Power BI. Nowadays, all these different services that can be used to prepare data for Power BI or any kind of visualization can be just replaced with Microsoft Fabric, where you have implementation of some of these services or a suitable replacement to have everything in one common platform. That's the reason to mention that streaming services here are going to have some changes. Power BI support will be retired in 2027. There are several options to support Power BI with live data. Usually we have for these streaming data sets, and 2 more years we will have it. Again, I don't recommend, if you are starting to use such kind of solutions now, to start with this. You can use it, but better to go to Microsoft Fabric. You need to have for stream processing different tools, could be Azure services, could be Power Automate, and after that analytics and implement in visualization more commonly will be in Microsoft Fabric. When we have integration of Azure services with IoT data that comes from different sources, one of the main cases is integration between analytics and data persistence services and cloud gateway. Sometimes it is supported to be with direct output from IoT hub. Sometimes we need to have actually flow with additional logic that can be with Azure Functions or Logic Apps. Here, when we talk about Azure Functions or Logic Apps, the same can be done with Power Automate. Actually, Power Automate has the whole logic to implement such kind of solutions. And when we have IoT solutions, analytics is very dependent from what we have, like transformation from streaming. Usually we can have complex data sources. From several data sources, you need to process data in the same time to have some aggregations, but from another hand, to have also separate metrics for different devices. And it is interesting to see how we will work with such kind of data and Power Platform, Power Automate. So, Power Automate flows are considered to be for different type of specialists, from business users via citizen developers to people who are core developers. Everyone can use this platform in different level with different details. It is possible to use it with integration with different services, even if we have not directly connectors, because Power Automate allow to trigger flows with HTTP request, and it is possible to also to send such kind of request. But for many main use cases, we have also connectors. Connectors are very important on the context of productivity. Cosmos DB has such kind of connector. We have connectors related to collaboration with Fabric, but in different way. I will show you a little later. And we have option to trigger flows from data changing from different sources, for example, like Event Hub or other services. So, in the context of productivity, we can implement most of the things without using of the codec. Cosmos DB allows to do these things in a very efficient way. Again, Cosmos DB is the platform that you can persist any kind of data. You just need to structure it like you want, because it is not with fixed structure. And in this case, it is needed to have some tool for transformation. Such kind of tool can be, again, Power Automate. Visualization after that is what I already explained with Power BI and Microsoft Fabric. When we are talking about Microsoft Fabric and IoT, we have Activator. Activator is the component that is responsible to trigger some logic when we have some changes of our streaming data. That means values or something different. In the past, it was concept where Microsoft used several different components, data activator and also reflex. Now all these components have one common name, activator. Microsoft offers Fabric real-time intelligence like approach where you can have the whole logic related to data streaming to be in the same platform. That is pretty easy to be controlled. Now I will demonstrate it. When we have streaming data and we have some real-time events, we can create data streams. After that, on top of these data streams in Microsoft Fabrics, we can generate Fabric events, and these events can trigger some logic with the help of activator. It is possible to have different actions after that: processing, connecting, storing, visualization, and custom logic. So I think that the most important related to Fabric is to know that you can create, in the past, reflex, or now activator is the name of this object, and after that to have a specific key that allows to connect Power Automate flow with Fabric. But this is outbound flow. That means if you have Fabric and you need to have some logic inside it, you are collecting some data. Fabric is the main analytics service for the modern IoT, at least after release of the Fabric. You can get some of data and have some additional processing and logic outside of the workspace with the help of activator and with the help of Power Automate. You can be able to trigger Power Automate flows. These Power Automate flows can have different logic. It is one of the easiest options to have flexible, configurable logic for your flows related to real life data. Everything is going to Microsoft Fabric. At some moment when you have specific edge cases or your data is outside of specific range, logic is triggered. This logic can call components in Microsoft Fabric to have announcements using Office 365 or to use with other services via Power Automate. This is the most important before to start with demos. For demos, I have several things that will be interesting to demonstrate. One of these is related to automation of IoT with the help of Power Automate for traditional IoT, Azure IoT solutions. I have simulated device application created in C#. It is possible to use any kind of service. I am not considering now the coding in C#, just demonstrating how we are sending information from these devices. We have already created Power Automate flow that I will demonstrate now. This flow has several components. We have trigger, which is related to checking of data from Event Hub endpoint. Why from Event Hub endpoint? Because IoT Hub, that is the main gateway service from the Microsoft stack, has also Event Hub endpoint. So most of services that work internally no need to support connection with IoT Hub. It is enough to have support of connection for input with Event Hub endpoint. I will show you a little later how it works with configuration of IoT Hub. After that, we have several steps where I'm composing the message, just putting the body of our IoT message. Our IoT message can be considered a little more in detail, but what you see here, like simple JSON, is exactly the body of our IoT message. I am using several additional variables to have internal counting of the number of messages. After that, I have one additional parsing component. Parsing component is used if you have already created model of your messages in Cosmos DB to be able to make transformation with easy steps. This parsing is done using schema that is from message structure. I no need to write it manually. I'm just getting it from the existing messages and creating this schema. After that, we have several additional helper variables. And after that, I have additional logic. I will switch just for a few seconds to the old design for Power Automate, because sometimes when we have refresh for try-catch blocks, refresh doesn't show everything in details, but I'm creating one block where I'm trying to send messages into Cosmos DB. I do this in a loop where I have several messages, because when you ingest information from Event Hub, usually it is on a bunches. So I will put this flow in testing mode. It will take several seconds to start this mode, and after that you will see that this information will pass. Let's just switch to the new design to be more clear. Going back to make sure that our flow is turned on, because if the flow is turned off, it will be never started. And now I will start interactive. There is possible to make also a demonstration with all data, but I will be really keen to show you executed flow with the real data that currently we are processing. Till the flow is starting, I will make several additional demonstrations related to Azure. I will go to Azure Management Portal. And we'll show you the IoT Hub and what we have actually. We have in this IoT Hub already configured devices. Actually, one device that is already connected. We have no time to have such kind of demo with creation, everything end to end, because time only for this configuration maybe will be more than 1 hour. And what is more important, when we have such kind of IoT hub, we can consider endpoints. And we have Event Hub endpoint that I already mentioned. It is configured here on the IoT hub level, and it is possible to consume it from your flow. So you see now the flow actually was executed. I will stop the simulator and we'll go now into Cosmos DB to show you also data that we have. I have already preset data where we have into our containers. Give me 1 second to see. Okay. One second. This apologize for the data explorer. Now I can see it. I will show you the data that actually is in container. This is something that maybe takes for the refresh of the UI at the moment more time. It is not because of the data operation. Till we are connecting, I will be able also up to see. Okay, now everything is okay. So here already I can show you items that are available into different records. So we have such kind of implementation. This is actually the way how we are creating integration with IoT flows. I see that everything is workable. Let's now demonstrate one more sophisticated case where we have actually Microsoft Fabric, something that I explained several times. I already created, but I will show you several main steps. Created activator instance with sample data, and to be more clear, I will try to make this maybe one time more. So how we can do these things? We can create activator instance. When we create activator instance, there are two options. One is to get data from your streams if you configure streams and if you have already data sources. To see without this additional effort already prepared sample source, you can just say get sample data. And in this case, you can have already prepared structure on top of data stream where you have different objects and you have eventing structure. This is structure for delivery of different materials, and some of these materials are for healthcare. I'm using one of the events here too hot for medicine, where it is possible to get information about different properties, make the logic, for example, condition if your temperature is above some value or something like this, you can trigger additional logic. And actions that are expected can be some standard like sending email, sending Teams message, fabric item that is also interesting because you can connect such kind of logic with running of notebook, running of pipeline or another component, or trigger custom action. And here when you have trigger custom action, you can have your logic. You need to have action name. You need to have input fields if you added some input fields like temperature or something like this. Connection string. And if you copy the connection string, you can say open flow builder. And you can put in the flow builder this logic into a new flow that now is created. And here you can add this code and after that to add additional steps. But I will not go in this direction because already I have even several flows, but I will show pretty simple. If we have already created such kind of flow, we can, for example, extract some information and send email or something like this. Let's now going back to Microsoft Fabric, the same workspace, and to go to use this activator that already created. And to run it. Okay, we have this data. So here it is already configured in the action that we will use action calling specific Power Automate flow. We can have mapping between properties in the packages and properties that we are sending to Power Automate. We can make updates even real time. And time to time, when simulated data is going outside of specific thresholds, depending on your conditions, you will have such kind of triggers. We can initiate such kind of triggers using this test action. I will put the current flow in test mode. And we'll trigger one simulated action in this flow. Just give me 1 second to refresh the screen. Okay. Send update. and you can make, for example, this test section. Sometimes the UI is not refreshed when screen is shared. It is not because of the product, just it is when we have sharing mode. Now you can see here the whole flow already is executed. So this is the most important, that you can see providing such kind of integrations. We have a lot of things that we can make with Power Automate and IoT, also with other services. I have just short time to demonstrate several integrations, but feel free to ask me if you have more specific questions. I'm really keen to discuss any options where Power Platform can be used for IoT and other things. What I didn't demonstrate is actually generative actions, something that allows using Power Automate without writing a code to have any kind of prompt against OpenAI and other LLMs. So we can include this in modern Power Automate flows, and to have the power of artificial intelligence and LLMs in your flows. That was everything for this presentation. Thank you very much, and hope you will enjoy the event.